Yo, what up? King McJags here. Today, Alchemy Memories released a new post showing off patch notes for an upcoming update to the game. Like the last one, it'll only be minor, but it will still include bug fixes and balance changes, as well as information on the final patch. We'll be going through every part of this post, as well as showing off what the balance changes would look like. Let's get right into it. July 25th is Alchemy Memories' anniversary. The dev team thought of some fun ways to give back to the community during this special month, starting with 1/4 renders that will be posted every Saturday of this month leading to the 25th. Basically meaning we'll get a render post like this every week until the final week when the 25th happens, which is the last Saturday of the month. Also, Alchemy Memories' anniversary. Also being a Five Nights at Freddy's 4 reference. Anyways, moving on, final batch will not be this month. However, we have been fixing bugs from reports from the community and hope to publish these fixes as soon as we can. Below is a list of some things that we fixed in the upcoming patch. So first things first, a lot of this stuff isn't bug fixes, but actually balance changes. The first and most notable thing is that killer M1 hitboxes will all use 2011X. What this means in gameplay is, let's say for example, if I change my character to, say, Tails doll here, and then spawn a Tails dummy, I'll turn the volume on. There you go. For example, if I do an M1, as you can see, that lands pretty far away. You know, a little bit of a tough reach there. I changed myself to 2011. Well, not even close. That's because Fleetway, Tripwire, and Colossus use a sphere for their hitbox, and 2011 uses a rectangle in front of them. If I turn my graphics up, you can actually see the rectangle, or the circle. The hitbox on Fleetway is the exact same as Tripwire, and Colossus also has a sphere. It's just a slight bit smaller. But as you can see, Tripwire and Fleetway can both reach the same distance. If I go to 2011, you'll see that they cannot. Only be able to hit when they're in front. So what this realistically means is that all killers will have a small hitbox in front of them, like 2011X does. Fixed characters T-posing. Good change. Jump cooldown fixed. Basically, what this means, again, if we go back here, we can see on Colossus is not affected by this bug. So, as you can see, if I mash space, I can jump like normal. If I move on to another character, say 2011, also happens to Tails doll and Fleetway. If I spam jump, it's a lot slower. That'll be getting fixed. Anyways, moving on. Remove 2011X teleport from invis, old code bug. What this means, if I spawn another dummy here, when I go invisible, as you can see, there's a little scouter above Tails. So instead, they're just going to entirely remove the ability in and of itself. So basically the feature will just get removed entirely, as it's pretty bugged anyways. Next up, Silver fixed meter less than 10 HP bug. Basically, if you have 10 HP or less on Silver, your meter won't recharge, meaning you can't use abilities like Rock, Suspension, in time reversal. But hopefully that'll be fixed. I'm going to skip the flight meter update, but suspension stops charge plus Fleetway movements. Pretty self-explanatory. Basically, if a Fleetway is suspended by Silver, they can kind of just fly around anyways, which really freaks out the game. But this flight meter update is something that has everybody up in arms, as most people think that this will just be a straight Silver buff, but I don't think it will be. I think it'll either be some kind of nerf, or it'll rework the flight meter to be a part of his normal ability meter as opposed to his flight meter that he currently has. just removing the meter entirely and merging it all into one. Good on the fixes for silver overall. And on to the last part, patch Colossus block. If you haven't noticed already, Colossus can't block abilities. The only abilities Colossus can currently block are Amy's hammer throw, Amy's normal hammer attack, and Metal Sonic charge. But if he is stunned, all stuns will be able to be blocked normally. So hopefully this patch will allow Colossus to block whenever he wants again, without needing to be stunned first. That's all for the patch notes. Moving on to the rest of the post. Although these renders are not leading up to the final batch, we do have some fun news we'd like to share on the anniversary date. We hope you guys will stick around to celebrate. Roblox changes have made development difficult lately, but we're doing our best to deliver. So, even though the final batch will not come this month, we'll likely know either information about the final batch or some kind of release date or window by the time the month ends. But more likely just sneak peeks or some other information. Thank you to the players who have been sticking around while the game is in a tough place. We're still learning as we go, so we hope we're doing alright. Happy June, everyone. That's all the post has, but I will give my thoughts on all the balance changes, aside from the bug fixes, which the bug fixes are good. The silver flight meter update could be a buff, could be a nerf, could be some kind of rework, but overall, it's good that they just fixed bugs, especially when it comes to fleetway movement and charges, being able to move through suspension, even though they definitely shouldn't. But until we know more about the flight meter update, I think it's too soon to make judgment on it, and overall, could be good or could be bad. The jump cooldown being fixed, overall a good change. I know it's a bug fix, but it did affect killer gameplay pretty significantly, so it's good that it got fixed. And removing 2011's teleport from invisibility is just a bad change overall. It'd be better if they could just fix the bug that they had with it and re-add it to the game instead. But I guess something's better than nothing. And the killer M1 hitboxes will use 2011X. I think is kind of a pointless change. The hitbox isn't really the problem, it's more the fact that the game is client-sided. This image is extremely scuffed, I know, but basically the way hitboxes work in this game is what the EXE sees is what the game sees. So on the left here, the EXE clearly sees the survivor in their hitbox, but the survivor does not see the same thing. But because the EXE sees it on their screen, that's the only thing the game cares about. It doesn't care if the survivor sees them or not. That's why on killer's screen, you'll see the killer maybe a few inches away, but on the survivor's screen, they'll be something like 10 feet away. So honestly, the hitbox change, kind of pointless. It's not going to change the ridiculous hitbox issue the game has. It's just something that's branded into this game's code. If anything, it'll just do more harm to newer players because it'll be harder to learn the killers. Overall, the M1 hitbox changes basically won't do anything for the high-level players, but will really only affect the players who aren't used to the game as much. Anyways, that's everything that the official Twitter account posted last night. I hope this was informative, so if you enjoy, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and have a good day.